Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Okay, well, it is 2:04 and we will just go ahead and get started. Let me make sure I've got my pictures up again. And I think we'll do that. I think that worked pretty well last time. And so we'll kind of start by I'll show you kind of finished product, and then we'll kind of start over and see how far we get in an hour. And we did make up some kits just before we went live. And so we have just a handful of kits. We had already had the panels in stock. So this turned out absolutely lovely. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the den. It's discussion and demo time. It's MK. And
And Ellen.
today we are talking about the lovely quilt over my left shoulder, Dream Big panel, put inside of a free downloadable pattern called Brush Strokes. And that is a pattern from Donna Jordan. And it's one that I had downloaded, gosh, several months ago and been wanting to do it. And when we had these panels that we wanted to move, I'm like, that brush strokes, let's just do that. Let me do that. And it really, really turned out great. And it just, again, it gave me another palette to just come up with some different ideas for you. How can you stretch yourself? You guys, that's the whole point of this. How can we come up with new ideas? And how can Ellen and I share those things with you so that you can incorporate that into your own quilting? So I am going to pull up some photos. So here is the finished quilt. Again, it's a little blurry on my screen, so I'm not exactly sure how well it's coming on over on your screen. But let's see if there we go. That's a little clearer. So basically, you guys, what I planned in the very beginning with this was I wanted to focus on kind of the outer part of this quilt. Okay, the legs, I'm calling them the legs, the outer border there that had those staggered legs. I wanted to focus on a new border treatment, a border that I had bought from One Song Needle Arts. And I didn't want to do inside fit edge to edge. I've mentioned before, we've done that several times. So I had a couple of sets, Dream Big panel sets from Urban Elements that I bought years ago at this point. And I actually have a couple of whole cloth classes on MK Quilts University, kind of before my own skills got better with whole cloth and before I was using designer. So the whole cloth classes that I have surrounding Dream Big in the beginning, they're a little bit dated and they're a little bit old style, if I can say it that way. My skills have advanced. I'm using designer more now. And so I thought, why don't I revisit that set, one of those sets, use some updated techniques and just keep the center simple with a set that I already had and focus on the borders. Okay. So that is kind of where all of this took flight. When I looked at the outer borders, these little very varied legs, I'm calling them, I really realized that I wanted some sort of piano keys in there, but all of them were different lengths. And I'm like, how am I going to do that? I don't want to use all of the same piano length. Piano keys, which I could have, and I could have just done some varied cropping and the like. But I was like, how about I look through my wide array of piano key designs and come up with ones that I could mix and match, even if they weren't from the same designer or from the same set. So that became my goal, was to use several. And I ended up not using that many because I wanted to get quilting and I needed to get this done for you. But I'm hoping that you can see that after I show you how I did it, just go and see which ones of your piano keys you can connect together. And it doesn't matter who you bought them from. Okay. And then what I originally had planned was what you're seeing here on the top with the piano keys in the legs. I had originally planned on just rotating that over and duplicating it kind of in this pink area. And once I got my layout completed in simulation and in designer, it just it wasn't enough visual interest for me. Okay, it was like kind of boring and I'm like, "No, I want something different there." So then I was like, "Okay, do I have some sort of a border that I could use there, but could I alter the border so that I had different sizes of the border?" And then I was like, "Can I connect that?" Okay, so my wheels start spinning, and then I have to figure out how to accomplish what the wheels spin about. Okay. So that was my plan there. This inside sashing, that was a very, very simple, straightforward kind of an approach. No corner unit, straight set. I didn't even offset it. And all of that kind of came about because One Song Needle Art had the sale, I think we mentioned last week. And she was talking about borders that make the corner without having a corner. And I'm like, yeah, let's just keep it simple. I did do one thing that we've talked about in the past, so I can review on that a little bit. And it's not showing up really well in this picture, but I did do a little special duplicating and rotating to make this sashing so that it wasn't just all going in the same direction. So that was something new. And then the border treatment that I used, it's a very simple border, but I'm going to tell you straight up right now, I made a little bit of a mistake stitching it out. So I'll talk to you about that and being very careful about orientation, especially when you're working with a border you've never stitched before. That's more of a note to myself as well. Okay, so but I was able to save it, and because it the thread blends and it's a very printed fabric, you really can't even tell that I made a mistake. Okay, so that really ended up not being the focus. Now, what you're looking at here, look at those lovely little pebbles around all of the petals. This set from Urban Elements does not come with the petals, or I'm sorry, with the pebbles. It doesn't come with anything. It just has the feathers in the petals and then the straight line fill, and that's it. Well, when I got to stitching, I just felt like there was kind of big channels, and these petals and the feathers that fit within them, they're not 100% perfect when it comes to sizing and placement. And I did my best. I had to resize, and I had to do a little nudging. I had to do a little multi-point mark area. I had to do a lot of things to get them to fit, but even still they weren't perfect, and there was areas of unquilted space and I didn't like that. So then I thought, well, MK, could you wiggle ditch it? I'm like, yes, clearly I could wiggle ditch it, but I didn't want to do that. And then I'm like, could I draw in designer lines that would go around the petals? Yeah, I thought about doing that. And then I'm like, Melissa, how's about you do some free motion? Just take a big breath and disengage the gears and just do some free motion in there. So I decided upon pebbles, and I actually started with my pebbles. And then I thought, who really needs to show us how to do pebbles is Ellen. So Ellen and I did some recording together yesterday, and I've already got the stuff that Ellen and I did together edited into one lesson. And when we're done with this, I will undraft that lesson for you. So at least you can watch the free motion content that we recorded while I'm working on the replay of what you all are joining me live for. Okay, so those pebbles are all free motion. Yes, MK grabbed the handlebars and did some free motion. Okay, so that's where we're headed. These are just a few more close-ups of the border there, and there's the bottom. I think it turned out lovely. Just absolutely lovely, if I do say so myself. Okay, so let us talk about setting this up. Now, I did a very simple little line drawing. I don't really want to go into the line drawings, you guys, and eat up all our time in D&D for that. I have a whole course on the university for line drawings, and pretty much any new content that I do, especially if I'm focusing on a quilt, I will the line drawing content is included. Okay, so especially in my course called MK Process Start to Finish. That is a course that has several quilts that I've done, and it's exactly what it says. It's from start, I have a quilt, to finish. I do a line drawing. I pick the designs. I show you how to do the line drawing. I show you how to do the layout, and then basically how to do the stitch out. So it's like the whole thing. So it's kind of like D&D from the den, but in a more um, expanded format. This is kind of snippets. Okay. Okay. So let me see if I had my MK design indexer. Yes. All right, so the border that I want to show you, I forget the name of it. That's why I have to come over here. Um, and it is part of a whole grouping of stuff that I bought from One Song Needle Arts. Here we go. It's called Lalita. Lalita. Okay, so here is some of the images off of Donna's website, and it shows you, and it kind of gets bigger as I scroll over, but do you see how the point-to-point nature is on towards the inside of the design? And then look at how she even specifically shows you how the corner is going to fit in. And um even on the top, it says that the corner extends beyond the corner seam lines. All right, so let me see if I put a copy of this in the folder. If not, we can open it right from, yes, I did. Okay, so there is the border unit, and here is the corner unit.
Hey everyone, it's MK. Hey, you have just been watching a portion of the replay from our live session from yesterday called D&D from the D. That is a course called Discussions and Demos from the Den. The Den is my office here at MK Quilts. And it's something that Ellen and I do most Wednesday afternoons where we invite my members from MK Quilts University to join us live and we cover a topic or a quilt. We have a discussion about something long arm related or pro stitcher related or Handi Quilter related. So if you would like to join us on a future session or check out the complete replay of what you have been watching here, hop on over to my training platform. It's called MK Quilts University. That's university.mkquilts.com. You can become a member for a free week. You can do a free trial membership, and I hope that you will check it out. I am a Handi Quilter retailer, but truly my specialty is Pro Stitcher. So I'm a retailer who specializes in teaching those folks who purchase machines from us how to use them, specifically with my love for Pro Stitcher. Now, the little image that you're seeing down here at the bottom, yes, indeed, we are national retailers for Handi Quilter. We are headquartered here in Palm Harbor, Florida, but we sell these machines all over the United States, and we do so because we can teach, train, and support you wherever you live. So I'm fading out of this training video, but I hope you're going to hop on over again to university.mkquilts.com. Please consider joining us with a membership there on the platform, and we'll see you next time on D&D from the D. It's MK. Bye-bye.